Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. Recently, we discovered a new Dragon Ball game on the works. Its main focus is said to be concentrated on fusions of every kind, like character fusions and even stage fusions. Not sure how that one's going to turn out. It might be cool or it might be a disappointment. But other than that, the character fusions are what got us intrigued about what we'd like to see, and since they say the game will have unlimited possibilities, I thought I'd share the 10 characters we'd like to see a fusion of. But before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Awesome, Goku, F the world I guess, Marcus Dandridge, oh man, these names are getting difficult, Khalil Lewis, and Gay-Ass Ampharos. I don't know if I said that one right. Sorry, but I can't find a way around that name without butchering it any further. Anyways, let's begin. Number 10, Bardock with King Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta have fused twice already, becoming Vegito and Gogeta. But what about their dads? This would not only be a great opportunity to see their fathers fuse for the first time, but we can also have a match between fathers versus sons. This should be interesting even if Bardock and King Vegeta get their shits kicked right away. I still love to see this happen. Number 9, Raditz with Goku. What if Goku fused with his older brother Raditz? Would Goku's hair be the same style but extremely long? That's one of the curiosities I have with this fusion, since their power level might not increase a good amount, but Raditz will now have the opportunity to be useful. Maybe the fusion will look like Gogeta since Raditz and Vegeta both have the same forehead, but that hair though. Number 8, Broly with Mr. Popo. This one might not be the best fusion to take seriously, but it sure as hell has to be made. Think about it, Broly fused with Mr. Popo. Chances are it won't happen, but as Mr. Popo is already a scary looking guy, imagine Broly's body with Mr. Popo's face. That shit would give you nightmares. I once had a nightmare about Broly, which I did talk about in one of my previous videos, but if Broly would have been fused with Mr. Popo in that dream, then I'd probably wake up in a fetal position, crawled up in the corner of my room. You can't fuck with Mr. Broly. That's what we'd call him, Mr. Broly. Number 7, Tien with Piccolo. Tien has once fused with Yamcha in a Dragon Ball Z Budokai game, but what if he were to fuse with Piccolo instead? That sounds like they might get a really big increase in power level if you think about it, because Tien has been known to come up with some crazy techniques like the Namekian. I mean, at one point he spread out 2 extra arms. I don't know any Earthling who should be able to do this. So if Piccolo were to fuse with Tien, they would be like Machamp from Pokemon and destroy anyone who thinks they can take him on. Number 6, Beerus with Corrin. Okay, hear me out. Corrin is more than just your average cat, so what if we had Corrin fuse with Beerus? I know that would never happen, but that's the beauty of this whole fusing thing, right? I mean, we don't really expect to see Broly fuse with Goku, so I want to see what happens if Beerus were to fuse with Corrin. Would that turn out like how we expected in our heads? I would love to see some concept art for this one. Can you imagine a tall pink looking Beerus god? I'd imagine that's what we would call him, Beerus. Number 5, Android 18 with Bulma. Android 18 is probably the most powerful woman on Earth, but Bulma is possibly the smartest woman on Earth, so imagine both of them fusing. With 18's strength and Bulma's intelligence, they would be one hell of a warrior. Remember how Bulma once said in the Android Saga that it would be a lot safer if they simply asked Shenron for the location of Dr. Gero, his secret lab? Well, she's proven to have some common sense, and if anything like this were to ever happen again, she could easily fuse with 18, take out whatever obstacles get in their way, and attack the enemy before they become stronger. Where Goku and the others tend to screw this up and leave the opponent open to receive more power-ups like Super Android 13, then here it wouldn't happen. Bulma would think first, and then find a weakness to take out that person instead of using brute force like the usual. Number 4, Vegeta with Future Trunks. I know a lot of us wanted to see Goku fuse with Gohan in the Buu Saga, but what about Vegeta and Future Trunks? That would be epic as fuck! Vegeta carrying a sword, his hair would be black and purple like Gotenks, and their strength would be insane! If this does happen, then hopefully this whole fusion option gets put into a DBZ fighting game, because RPG games are great and all, but I really want to see this fusion in a fighting game. Number 3, Cell with Cooler. Not Cell with Frieza, Cell with Cooler, because that would be, well, a whole lot cooler in my opinion. But I'm talking about Cooler in his final form. They would be like Hatchyak, but maybe strong enough to take down Super Hatchyak. I wonder if this does happen, then will they still be able to shout out 7 Cell Juniors fused with Cooler? Probably, or I mean, I think it's possible, but then again, because I don't see how Cell could shout out 7 Cell Juniors and still maintain the same power level, so I think it might be possible. Let's make it happen. Number 2, Broly with Janemba. These two villains are my favorite of the series, so to have them fused would be like the coolest thing I've ever seen a villain do. I just can't see how anyone could possibly take them down, if they take their opponents seriously, of course. Broly toys too much with his opponents, but Janemba in the movie Fusion Reborn, he was like the Terminator. He wouldn't stop looking for Goku and Vegeta, he just wanted them dead. So if they were to fuse, then I don't think the opponents will have a winning chance whatsoever. Number 1. Future Trunks with Future Gohan. I had to put this one as number 1. Future Gohan had a lot of potential, and he would have defeated the androids if he didn't have to deal with the both of them teaming up on him. So what if Future Trunks didn't go Super Saiyan and instead fused with Gohan? This would change the future and the past and give us a totally new storyline to deal with. Yeah, that sounds too cool to be true, and chances are that the game will already come up with its own story mode that will have the same characters all deal with the same story. But either way, I want to see this character happen. If I could choose the two of them to fuse, I'd put them up against Gogeta and see the ultimate fight of the century. Well, that's it for the top 10 list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, put a thumbs up. And if there are any other videos you would love to request, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want a shout out, a video request, or you want to ask me a question, I strongly recommend you post it on my Facebook page or Twitter. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because it really helps me out a lot. And I'll be sure to let you know when I post up more videos. As for now, this is Score, saying have an awesome day.